Hello, fellow Evercadians and retro enthusiasts. You're watching the Evercade Effect. This is Retro Kill -9, and today is gonna be my review on the Stuntman. No, Ultimate Stuntman.
And the crowd goes wild.
Yay! From the Codemasters 1 collection. Now, I was surprised, if I'm being honest, that I was going to go ahead and review this game. I was really enjoying Cannon Fodder and Big Nose, but you know what? I'd never heard of this game before, and something just got me sucked in. I just started playing it, and I was really impressed about the different modes, and I was having a lot of fun, which I'm going to talk about. And so yeah, I thought this gem was worthy enough of a review, and I just wanted to let the Evercade and Retro community know that it's definitely worth checking out, and you can have a lot of fun. So before we get started on the gameplay in action, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the history of the game. Got some Wikipedia action going on. I'm gonna talk about the developer and whatnot. We're gonna start with that, and then we'll go into the game, and we'll come back with my final thoughts and see if I liked it. So let's go ahead and flip up and change up the YouTube studios and get started. Alrighty, so we're gonna talk a little bit about the Ultimate Stuntman. So this was a game that was developed in 1990 by Codemasters, of course, and it was published by C America. Now, this is one of those games that they went ahead and made that they were able to break and bypass the Nintendo lockout code. And what's actually really cool about this game, too, I'm going to show some pictures, is that the cartridges are gold, and there was a switch on the back of it that you could switch back and forth between PAL and NTSC. A few things to talk about here. So I'm going to be showing some gameplay of this, and you'll see that this game, there's multiple modes. There is some like side-scrolling action. It does give you the feeling of like a Contra or a Mega Man, depending upon the level. But it's just totally crazy. Speaking of crazy, you'll see there's a few spots in the levels that are like crazy climbers gameplay. And we have to talk about the music. Now, I love the term that they talk about here on the wiki, bubblegum music. As the music in this game is just totally awesome. So check this out. This is what the Nintendo cartridge looks like. Really, really cool. Very gold. I love it. So now if we go ahead and take a look at the back of the cartridge, I thought this was a really cool and genius idea. I've never seen this on an NES or any other cartridge before, where basically you move the position of the dip switch either to A or B. And what's hilarious is it says patent pending. Do not drop, do not get wet, do not leave in direct sunlight, all the obvious stuff. And then it says position B, use only in this position if the game does not work in position A. And then there's position A. It doesn't say NTSC or PAL, it just says if it doesn't work, go ahead and move it. But yeah, I think this is pretty cool. So let's dive in a little bit and talk about C America, who is located in Canada. And it looks like, they were founded in 1987. They're most famously known for the Game Genie. So yeah, it makes sense that they would go around the lockout chip, develop some games and whatnot. I think everyone knows the controversy surrounding that and how Nintendo sued them many times, along with Galoob, but in the end, they did win the lawsuits. Now, what I thought was interesting, though, is that they did unfortunately suffer from bankruptcy, and I'm going to go into the next screen here and talk a little bit about what I was able to dig up on that. Okay, so pretty much this is all I could dig up here.
Yeah, I know.
After doing some sleuthing from American Banker, that how it looks like what drove them into bankruptcy is they had to settle this claim, $400,000, and there's really not too much information on this here. But yeah, that's pretty much all I could go ahead and find. It's unfortunate, but that's what did them in. But I'm thinking because of this happened, that's what allowed Codemasters to claim all the rights, and that's why we have all these fantastic games here today on the Evercade. Alright, let's talk about some Stuntman. So, first before we get into showing some gameplay, we're going to get into the story. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the Ultimate Stuntman, not just Stuntman. New York blurred, kidnapped. Beep boop, beep boop, boop boop, boop boop, beep boop boop. Ultimate Stuntman, Dr. Evil has kidnapped Jenny Einkenroyd. You must chase after her, blah blah blah. Android number 1, Techno Beast. Okay, so when you start up the game, there's no storyline. You gotta rescue her. Now, you start off in the game driving this car. So when I first played the game, I thought this was the game. I didn't realize there's different modes. I passed by a power up there. And so here you just shoot like these bullets or missiles or whatever, and you'll notice in the left-hand upper corner there, your time is constantly counting down. So the important thing is, you want to get through the level as soon as possible, obviously, but you can get extended time. There we go, I just picked up the power up. Now you see I've got the dual shot. There's my life. This first level, there are these ramps you go over here. Yeah, you can you can die and bite the dust just like I did. And of course, each level has a block. There we go, there's a clock. Yep, see, I got my time extended. And so yeah, I was pleasantly surprised that, you know, the game does change up. And actually, I feel that the different modes that I'm going to talk about and show you here in the Ultimate Stuntman, it does them surprisingly, you know, pretty well here. So yeah, this part, it's a little repetitive. You go through, come to a boss. Now, the second stage, alright, is run and gun. And you'll notice that number in the upper right-hand corner, that 6 is blinked to a 5. You got to get the keys. And you got to get them before the exit. I mean, it's pretty easy, you know. And it's a total like run and gun platformer here. Yep, now I'm down to 4 keys. Now the only annoying thing is when you press up, you can't shoot up. You're gonna shoot diagonally, but otherwise the controls are really tight. And you'll see there's more time. Boop, down and jump grabs that. Because if you run out of time, if I didn't say, you die. So that's definitely a bad idea. You gotta go through, defeat these dudes. Now I'm gonna get a power up. And then when I shoot, yeah, you notice I get that double shot, and that's pretty standard. There's more life. That's pretty standard here in the modes. You get a power up, you get a double, triple shot, and of course in this mode you press up and jump, and whoop, you do jump up a lot higher. There's spikes and all sorts of things to get by. And yeah, I really like this mode. I kind of liked the change in pace, even though at first I was a little disappointed. I thought this was going to be some weird, cool racing game, but no, you're a stuntman. You do different stuntman things. So here, you climb up the building. Now, what's a little bit different with the controls is you move yourself around, and you also notice that reticle, and the reticle gets moved around like when you shoot. So it's a little bit different. I mean, obviously, it's before you had like thumbsticks. Like nowadays, when they made this game, you'd have a separate thumbstick to control it. And here's another example of this later on. So they continue this theme throughout. So far, I've faced 2 of these levels. It's kind of like Crazy Climber. It's really cool. This mode is solid. It does take a little bit to get used to, and boy, you definitely want to go ahead and get those power-ups. And when the clock counts down, that really helps you. You need to get as much time as possible. I found these to be fun, not necessarily tedious, but just definitely more challenging than the other 2 modes so far. Let's see, do I get that power up? Yeah! Yep. So it's definitely worth to go out of your way. Now this bomb mode, this is really fun. This is kind of different. The only one that I've encountered. Spoiler on how to go through this, but you can see it's really not too difficult. I think I beat this the second time, but again, a really fun mode, adds more diversity to the game. I really like it. So, now the difference with this mode is, yeah, it's still, you know, is a shooter instead of being in a car. You're here in this like hang glider, but notice when I went all the way down to the ground, you have to do that to get some items, and you have to float all the way up to get over these obstacles. Otherwise, you will crash into them. So I do like that now I'm going to go down, I'm going to grab this power up, but now I got to, you know, pull back up. Yep, oh, I didn't do it in time, so I died. So that's a really cool mechanic. I like this mode. It's pretty neat. Again, the power-ups cover over. Now, you know, get the better shot, get more life. You know, still got to find the time. There we go. There's another clock. Boop, time back up. Now I got to pull all the way up. Yes, I made it. So yeah, it's really neat how these different horizontal and vertical shooters you'll see coming up. And then here's a boss. This is a lot of fun. You can see here I had the triple shot. This boss was a little bit tough, but not impossible. You just got to jump out of the way, and you see his meter goes down. This was the second boss out of the way. So yeah, definitely had a lot of fun going through and playing the boss. So here we go. So this is the other mode where you gotta be a horizontal shooter. It looks like a paper airplane, but I think you're in that glider. But still, I mean, it's so cool. And you can see they paired this with that kind of Crazy Climber level that I was talking about earlier. But you know, sometimes with these games, when they have the different modes, they don't do them well. In my opinion, I think all these modes, they do really, really well. And I like how some of them repeat, and some of them are new. I haven't completed the game yet, but I'm really looking forward just to getting through it, just to see what different modes there are. So yeah, you are the ultimate stuntman. You've got to go through, and you've got to go ahead and master these other modes. Get the power-ups. Get the time extended. So that's what's nice too. They kept the power-ups pretty much the same throughout the whole thing. You know what your shots are going to look like for double and triple. You got to get the clocks to extend your time, and you can also get those life power-ups. So I think they they did a really great job of keeping consistency while at the same time changing things up to keep the game fresh. So let's go ahead and flip back the YouTube studios and I will give you my final thoughts. Whoosh! And we are back into the YouTube studios. So, what do I think of the Ultimate Stuntman? I love it! Yes! Yes, this game is very cool. Again, one of the things I really love about the Evercade is finding these cool hidden gems that I never knew even existed or that I really wanted to play.
Wow, I never would have guessed.
So, those of you out there who have the Codemasters card, who have just kind of glanced over this one and haven't given it a shot, you need to play it. I'm giving you the Retro Kill-9 guarantee that you're going to love it. You're going to have fun out of it. I guarantee that you will, or otherwise, what are you doing playing retro games anyways? No, just kidding. So yeah, I really enjoyed digging into a game I never knew about, and that was fun. So, on the spirit of Codemasters, let's talk about this guy. This is my extra copy of the Oliver Twins, and it even comes with my patented save states, so you too can pick up where I left off if you win this game. And as I talked about in my previous videos and teased before, community, when I get to 300 subs, I am giving this bad boy or bad girl away, and you too can have it. And I think it's one of those carts that are getting a lot rare, more difficult to find. All the proceeds initially that went to this cart went to charity, so I know that's going to make it really more difficult. Are they going to print more? I don't know. But please help me grow the channel, get to 300 subs, and you too could have a chance of getting it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, follow me on all my social medias. It really helps me out. I really appreciate it. I love everybody who watches my videos, who comment. I really appreciate the interaction. I love comments. So give me your comments below. Let me know if you play this game. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Please, let's get the lines of communication going. And as always, well, I created content. Bye-bye!